Hey guys, welcome back to our channel.
So everyone always asks us our craziest stories in New York City. So we're going to share them with you today.
Most embarrassing New York City story.
First, I think that you should know that I'm afraid of everything. Like everything. And so we were in Grand Central Station one time and there was like tons of people there. There was like 500 people on the main concourse. And I always get like nervous, even if I'm in a big crowd, if people are running around, you don't know. They might be running from something. I don't know. So we're up on the main concourse and all of a sudden like 350 people just hit the deck, just dropped to the floor. So I looked around and I didn't see anything and I didn't hear anything. So I automatically thought sniper shooter or gas bomb. So I held my breath and took off. I just started running and I made it like halfway to this wall, but I had gotten so worked up and so nervous and I was holding my breath. So I fainted in Grand Central Station amongst the whole flash mob.
And she left me to die.
Yeah, oh, by the way, it was a flash mob.
My most embarrassing New York City story was when Emily and I had left a meeting and we were going out for drinks and we were walking down Bowery and we passed like super hot, sexy dudes sitting on a stoop. Everyone was wearing black and like designer cool Rigoans clothing or whatever. And we were like, oh my god, like we had this stride going and we had huge heels on, like platform heels, and our hair was flowing in the wind just by like the motion we were doing. There wasn't even wind. Yeah, I was like, look at my hair right now. And we're like, let's just look up, like they want to know who we are, like they're gonna be, who are those girls walking by? Our strides were ridiculous. And we're like killing it, and I think they're actually looking at us, and I had my head up and I feel something as I took a step. A rat wrapped around my boot and went flying up to eye level, and we see it and they're obviously watching this and we're like, oh! I was like, oh my god, I think I just fucking broke its insides, and it was like this big and I kicked it like halfway down the block and then it like scurried to the side and I think I killed it, and oh, so sick.
Broken rat bones. Pet peeves. My two biggest pet peeves are either A, guys in leather flip-flops. I hate them so much. It just like makes me angry when they see them. And
it just makes no sense here. You're not anywhere near the beach.
Even
you're gonna get fungus.
It's gross. There's no reason for them. And what are they? Fancy flip-flops? Like, don't wear a flip-flop if you're trying to be fancy. Wear a shoe like a normal person. My second pet peeve is, you know who I'm talking about, those like people who drift out of buildings without looking and they slowly back up into a crowded sidewalk and everyone's like rushing because it's New York City and they're just like slowly floating through the crowd. It drives me crazy.
I have weird pet peeves. One is when people step on my escalator step. You can walk past me, but don't put one of your feet on my step. Just, sorry.
I usually have to block
Let's make
her out
space.
from the back.
I already get dizzy on them, especially, you know, when the escalator is not moving and you have to walk up it. I'm fainting and falling all the way down. Oh, I hate when people leave their windshield wipers on when the rain has completely stopped. Yeah, and it's like dry and sunny. What are you possibly thinking about, or like, how out of it can you be to not hear that noise and not notice that it's not raining anymore? Worst date ever. My worst date ever was pretty recent because I just started dating. Turning 27 years old and I'm like going on my first dates. Ugh, I hate our generation. So I met this guy out at a bar and we decided to go out on a Sunday night, and he was texting me Sunday afternoon that he was already out drinking. And I'm like, what? A guy is supposed to be like getting showered, picking out a cute outfit. He's not supposed to be already out drinking with friends. Like, I'm not just out to like do shots with you. I thought you were taking me to dinner. So I went anyways. Emily told me it'd be rude to cancel, and I was just really looking forward to sushi and sake, so I was like, whatever. Even if I hate him, it'll be delicious. And I got there and he got drunker and drunker and was blatantly hitting on the bartender the whole time, to the point where people next to me were staring like, are you guys on a date? Because this makes no sense. And then he was leaning over me to talk to a man about anime. Oh, and like, you might not know, like, these are some really different, unique animes. I'm like, I don't know any animes, so I'm out of this conversation. So I just drank my beer as that happened. And then when we left, I mean, tons of other awful shit happened that night, but when we left, he fell down the stairs and pushed me on the way out. And he's like, I have a feeling I'll see you again. I was like, I don't know why you think that. But I like the restaurant, so.
Fashion emergencies. Recently, I'm sure you saw from our other YouTube videos that we went on a cruise to Bermuda. And during that cruise, we were on the roof deck and we'd finally like gotten up there. It was really sunny. So I put on this bathing suit that had like little chains on the side, which I thought were like super badass and cool. But
except they burn like
yeah,
hell when the sun
burned
hits
so
them.
badly. It was a big mistake. But beyond that being just the one mistake, the bathing suit just like broke while I was on the roof deck, and I didn't have any clothes with me or anything because I'm on a cruise, so I'm just suntanning. So yeah, my bathing suit broke and I couldn't get it back together, so I had to make my way back holding up my bikini bottom, and it was a lot of close calls, and I think I flashed like at least 80% of the people on the ship.
My fashion emergency happened a few years ago when we pulled latex clothing because we thought that was badass and cool and fetishy.
In the summer.
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah, what? I couldn't even wear that in the winter. I don't know what I was thinking. So I was wearing these latex pants to a fashion show, and I literally was about to walk in when I realized there was like a waterfall of sweat that was it was like stuck underneath the latex, and it was all just gonna start pouring out from my clothing. And I didn't have sunglasses, so I had to take Emily's because I was so embarrassed I didn't want anyone to look me in the eye. So I took her sunglasses and said, enjoy the show, I'm gonna miss it. And it was such a good show, it was a Yagal show. And I had to get in the cab, and I literally took my clothes off, and it was like
I'm sure
jumping sweat. Yeah, well, it was like
the cab driver loved it, I'm sure.
It was like pretty unattractive, but I got out of the cab pretty much just naked, holding sweaty latex.
And it's like rubbery too. It's like
yeah, it makes awful weird noises. It's just an epic fail.
Latex, it's tricky business.
Funny night out.
So we were doing a bucket list one night, and we put get naked in a photo booth. So Abigail and I stripped down in a photo booth on like a Friday night. There was tons of people everywhere. We were posing all sexy and everything. And then we realized that all of the photos are from here up. So you couldn't even tell that we were naked. That was kind of pointless.
One of the funniest nights that we've had was a pre-Halloween event at the Playboy offices when they used to be in New York. So Emily and I obviously went with the theme and did zombie Playboy bunnies. We had like blood gushing out of our mouths and like cobwebby hair, and we made our skin super white. And this was a couple days before Halloween, like at least 2 or 3 days before. So the party went to like 8 or something, and then we went to our favorite bar in the East Village, and we were the only ones dressed up and hammered at that point. So we were dressed up like dead bunnies, and Katie Couric walks in and sits down, is waiting for a table, and I'm already just so drunk and know that I look like a fool that I went full throttle and I danced for her. Which could have been really bad. I probably could have got a restraining order, but she was cracking up and she thinks I'm so cool and funny.